Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pommin Around episode 12. Cue intro. Yeah, there is none. I'm gonna get an intro soon. I've talked to my brother-in-law. He needs a little bit of DJing, so he's gonna make me an intro and an outro for this podcast. But welcome to episode 12. Um, this is so if you watched or saw the last episode, I am now in Melbourne. Okay, so yes, so it's been 4 months. I've been in Australia now, and I've done three major cities. I've done Perth, Adelaide, and now I'm in Melbourne. um podcast, last episode was a bit hectic. Like, I arrived late. I had to go to work afterwards, so it only lasted like 10 minutes, and with the edits, it was cut down to five. But yeah, this is like super fun. But they're here. I've organized it. I found a podcast studio in Melbourne, which is at a city library, and I didn't have to pay anything because I believe I'm part of a non-profit organization, and it's free. So this is super cool. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I'm in Melbourne right now. I was only so after Adelaide, I was only I was only supposed to be here a week. So the original plan was, after Adelaide, either I could have gone back to Perth and then just stay with my sister and find a job, find an apartment, all that kerfuffle. Or like I thought, like I was on the east coast a bit. I was like, oh, I'm gonna spend a week in Melbourne. I have a friend from Paris that lives here now, and I was like, okay, let's spend a week, 10 days there. I text him and I was like, hey, could I stay at your place? Because back in Paris, he was like, yo, come whenever. You can stay at our place. I was like, oh yeah, awesome. So I'm at his right now. I'm staying at his. And so I hit him up. He was like, "Yeah, cool." And then the person I was working with, Terry, he was driving to Melbourne. It's an 8 hour drive. So we so he was so I asked him. I was like, "Hey, I'm going to Melbourne. I'm going to spend a week with my friend. Would it be possible for you to drive me there?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, of course. You'll keep me company. It's an 8 hour drive. Usually I do it alone, so it'll be nice to have somebody with me." And the drive was great. It was 8 hours. We left. So I arrived. I met him at 9, but we had a few things to drop off, like material stuff. So eventually we left at like 10, quarter past 10, and then yeah, we just drove. He told me about his stories and his life, and I fell asleep uh, from time to time. Yeah, we had lunch at this lovely Vietnamese cafe. I ordered the barbecue pork and barbecue chicken with fried rice. Oh, it was so nice. It was like exactly what I needed. Um, but yeah, it was really filling. Especially like I had a sausage roll that morning because, when you wake up at, I think I woke up at, I met him at 9, but I woke up at like 7 and I haven't eaten, and so I was just like, oh, I really need to eat something. So I had a sausage roll because I didn't know when we were going to stop for lunch. But we stopped. We had lunch like around 2, so I was like, okay, I'm starting to get hungry. But it was a lot. It was a lot on the plate. I ate like a little pig. But the road was fun. We stopped at one point to take a photo of a mural. I think I put it on the last episode. I put it on the thumbnail of the last episode. Um, but yeah, and then we arrived at Melbourne. I spent the first 3 days and nights in a hostel. So it's a hostel on the Flanders Street, and it's called Flanders Backpackers. And yeah, it was really good. It was a hostel. This was my second time in a hostel. The first time I've ever been in a hostel was with my friend Artem in Germany. Yeah, I think we were in Berlin and we stayed at a hostel there. And so yeah, I so the hostel. I found the hostel back in Adelaide super cheap. It was $35 a night. I spent 3 nights, so it came roughly to like $109, and you do have to pay like a €20 guarantee caution, a £20 a $20 caution, um, and then they give you back after the stay. But yeah, it was my second time, and it's a hostel. You just get the one in Germany. It was kind of the same as the one in Berlin. It was like two bunk beds. Um, no toilets. Obviously, you get different types of rooms. I remember looking at the website. There was like one room which was like 18 people in them, all just bunk beds. 18 people, and it was $35. Four, or there was 4 beds, and it was $35. And I was like, I'm not gonna stay with 18 people. I just got the one that for I think the 18 people is for like big groups, because when I was there I saw there were like a lot of and also the hostels is just full of Europeans. It's full of like French, German, English. It's just European. It felt like being at like a European kind of international school. That's what I felt like. It was just like, yeah. But yeah, I was like, so yeah, there was a lot, especially like you hear them in like the common areas and in the kitchens. They all like talking. Um, yeah, so that was kind of funny, and it's quite funny because like you can just understand what they're saying, because when you're in Australia, like I'm speaking with my friend from France, and we speak French to each other. He said to me, "Oh, it's so good to speak French. Like no one can understand us." And it is nice, you do kind of miss that. Like I got that back in France as well. When you speak English to somebody, you can say things that like not other people. You can say things as if people don't understand you because you're speaking in different language, but they probably do understand you and they realize you're just actually talking about them. But yeah, the hostel was good. Anything do I say about the hostel? No, I met in my room the first few nights. There was a nice couple, English. They're like backpackers, van life people. They traveled around New Zealand, and they were just telling me that they spent too much time in New Zealand, and so now they have to like speed run Australia. So that's what they're doing. And then I didn't speak to any of us because I was mostly out, you know. I think the hostel's good, it's really cheap, but it's not a place to like stay, you're not relaxed in any way. Well, I didn't feel relaxed, like, you know, and also it's just very minimum. So I think it's just, yeah, hostel's just very minimum, just beds. But the facility is really good. Like I would definitely go there again. Like, or if anybody is like looking for a place in Melbourne, like cheap. Yeah, Flanders backpackers. Okay, and plus it's really well positioned or placed. Like it's right in the middle of Melbourne. You got the Flanders station right next to it. You have like loads of like, I was gonna say restaurants, but like places to eat. You have like McDonald's and all that, Hungry Jacks, and kebabs and pizza places. But if you walk like 10 minutes, you can easily find some really nice restaurants and really nice bars to go to. Um, but yeah, that was good. So I spent the first few nights there. Then I met up with my friends. Um, met up met up with my friends in yeah, so he doesn't live in Melbourne. He lives in like a suburb of Melbourne called Coburg. So he lives there, and yeah, Coburg's really nice. You know, it's just like a suburban area of Melbourne. It's like, yeah, there's not much happening. You know, it's just the houses. I do need to go shopping today, so I'm gonna check that out. I don't know where it is. It's one of the, it's I kind of like I hate like looking up for shit on my phone, like for shops. I just hope it's not like a 20-minute walk away, you know, because obviously there's not gonna be any buses or any cars to drive you there, and I just don't want to bring. Oh, what I can do is I can shop in the city. There's only a few things I need to buy. I was shopping the city and then because I'm already in the city, so I was shopping the city and then go back because I bought my backpack. Okay, okay, I'm gonna do that. Hmm. Um, but yeah, so I met up with my friend. It was really good. It was quite funny just to be like, hey, it's hey, you know, friends from Paris. We're now in Melbourne, and plus we moved relatively close to one another. Like, not close, but like in terms of time. Like came here in December and he came here in February. So it was kind of like funny that we were just like, oh, but we weren't like super close back in Paris. We weren't like we would like always like talk after shows, but we would never like hang out so much. But yeah, we were talking, and he invited me to a roast battle. So he did a roast battle, the same one I did back in Perth, where it's like Australia versus the world. And yeah, it was fun. He did really well. When we were getting there, we were like brainstorming in the car, like going through his roast, and we were like punching him up, making writing him better, stuff like that. And the ones he used, the ones that were, I want to say this, okay? The ones that got the most laugh are the ones I wrote for him, or I helped punch up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm so petty. It's embarrassing. But yeah. Um. But yeah. So he definitely won his roast battle. He definitely won his roast battle because it's so funny how like I think immediately Leo had like jokes or he had like roasts and the other guy didn't, and so anything Leo said got a laugh, got a laugh, sometimes a small laugh, even if it wasn't funny, it would still get a small laugh. But the people lost confidence in the other guy, and therefore he lost confidence in himself, and anything he said just didn't get a laugh. It just fell flat, and it was just interesting to see how this guy, just by saying like a few sentences, just lost everything. And it kind of reminds me of when I did the roast as well, or when I did the roast, or when I did the comedy lounge, where like it's so important, just like first impressions, like you don't want to lose the audience, because if you do them straight away, well, but it's gonna be, he was just like, yeah, it was probably for him it felt like an eternity on stage. But Leo had fun. But I had to leave. I'm glad I saw his because I had to leave halfway through to go to work, where I'm practically just like I'm a show technician now for comedy shows, where I just make sure the microphone's working, the lights, the audio, the music, all that shit. Make sure it's working, and so I do two shows, and but also I work a little bit extra, so it's all fun. And I'm probably gonna get, and plus I'll probably be working like 7 days a week, so I'm gonna be earning a shit ton of money. Let's calculate. If I work for 2 hours, oh yeah, here's my calculator. Do do do. Okay, that's enough. That's all I care. I also, but also I'm staying at my friend's house, so I don't have to pay for accommodation or anything like that. So that's awesome. I don't have to pay for anything, any accommodation. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, I'm so glad because originally my friend told me that I could only stay for like 7, 10 days because they were waiting for another friend to come. And then I was trying to like looking around. I was asking other comedians if they're where they're staying and if if they're staying at a hotel, if there's any rooms stuff like that. And there's like a really kind of well known bar slash hotel that all the comedians go to. It's like the comedy hub. It's like often late at night. That's where all the comedians go hang. Mainly because like there's like a late show that's on that starts at like 11 and that finishes or like 10:30 and it finishes like midnight. And they have like 20 comedians and so they just stay there afterwards and I think it's pretty cheap drinks. But also they have hotels that have rooms above the bar, and a lot of comedians stay there because I think they get a discount. Um, so yeah, so I was planning on getting a room there, um, because like they were like, oh, if you have a new room, they always have room there. Just that I was gonna Chris Franklin, who is an Aussie comedian, was like, okay, I can help you get a room there, don't worry. So I was gonna contact him this week to be like, hey, can I move in? But I spoke with my friend and his girlfriend. Then they were like, oh, you can just stay the whole month. Actually, she's not. Their friend that was supposed to come is actually not coming, and so they were just like, oh, you can just stay. And obviously, I am polite. So I offered like, oh yeah, if you want me to pay rent, if you want me to help around, and they're like, honestly, that you don't have to. I hope they're not gonna be like, yeah, actually, can you pay for like fine, like whatever. But I helped them move the couch. I helped them move some stuff, so that was some good points. But I just need to like just do my own little thing. Try to be as quiet as possible. Um don't like do shit. Don't like mess them up because I don't want them to be like, oh yeah, you have to move out now, or not move out, and I have to like look for a place in last minute. And also, I just don't want to pay. I don't want to pay. Like, if it was my friend from Paris, and I had a place to stay, and he was coming, I would, I would just, I would, he would stay there for free. Like, I wouldn't do anything. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm just trying new shit. I'm just trying new things on my computer. Um. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out. But yeah. So if this was my friend from Paris, I would definitely like let him stay for free. Like I wouldn't ask for any thingy. But yeah, we were just talking about comedy and how like it's like weird starting from zero. But I helped him out a lot because after his roast, I went to work, so doing the tech stuff, and I sent a message being like, "Hey, if you want to hang out afterwards, I finish at this time. Just come to the show. I can introduce you to some comedians to that because he's new here. He doesn't know anybody." And he was like, "Okay, yeah, I'll come." And so he came to the show, and he got offered to do 5 minutes on a show that I was teching on all around the world, and he killed it. He did really well, and uh, the people that host the show were like, "Oh, we want you back again," because all around the world, as it said, it's like comedians from all around the world, and the fact that he's French, and I don't think there's a French comedian here just yet, or that there's not a French comedian, or they didn't have any. They're like, "Oh, we want you," and plus he's funny. So so that's what they did. They got him, and they offered him like they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna let you know we want you on the show. We'll book you. Continue just doing 5 minute spots, but we would like to have you do longer. And so he's like super happy because he was like, And I was like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, I bet you're glad you came. And he was like, yeah, because like if I didn't come, I wouldn't have get this opportunity. And he was telling me that it feels nice because he did like a first show like Wednesday and he bombed. He did like 10 minutes and he bombed. And he was like, fuck, you know. I could tell he was like discouraged by that a little bit when I spoke to him. And I was like, yeah, but you just have to get back on stage. And he went back on stage and he had like two good shows that night. And he was just like, yo, that's the thing, you just have to like keep doing it. And I was like, yeah. It's the hard thing, comedy. It's hard doing it. Um, but yeah, so yeah, he's really happy about that, and I'm and I really like Melbourne as a city. Like I don't know why, I just felt immediately like Sharon was telling me back in Adelaide that it's the more Paris of the Australian cities. That is, yeah, it's more lively, it's very hip, it things close late, which I love. You know, I don't know why. I just like things to be open at night. Maybe it's because like as a comedian you work mostly at night and you want to go home, you want something to eat or somewhere to drink. And I just found in the other places like Adelaide and Adelaide a little bit later, but like Adelaide and Perth, everything's just closed, and it wasn't like there was like nothing to do. If unless you go to like a nightclub or you go partying, then there's nothing. But here it's like things are like opening, things are happening late, much later, and it's nice. Like I immediately just felt it because when we arrived at 10. Things were open. I was like, oh great, I can get something to eat, even if I did. But yeah, I did. I went to go to the shops and got some stuff. But yeah, I just kind of like it. And then I spent the day um, doing some shopping. Oh, I wasn't really shopping. I wasn't planning on buying anything because I had no money. But just like looking around and I went to I know I went to a few charity shops or like thrift shops because I think I heard that um, Melbourne's known for that. So I went to those. I wasn't, yeah, as I said, if something came out, I would have got, and it was cheap, I would have bought it. But like, that's the thing about these like really hip areas, especially like there's a place called there's a road or an area called Fitzroy, and it's like every other shop is a thrift, not thrift, vintage, um, clothes shop. And it's one of those things where you can get like this really cool vintage jumper. It's like, oh, this is like 70s athletic, um, a sweater jumper. And and you look at the price tag and it's like $70. And it's just like, it isn't supposed to be like second hand. And it's like, yeah, but it's like, it's the style, it's the vibe. But I think it's one of these things where like all charity shops, you just have to like you have to go there often, and you just have to look, and then eventually you find something that you like, and that's like $5 or $10, and you're like, oh yeah, awesome, I'm gonna buy it. But yeah, these like hit ones are like a little bit more expensive. But there's one that I really liked. I don't know what it's called. It was called I remember the name now. Ooh, it was up some stairs and it was massive. It was a great shame because I arrived really late. Like I arrived when they were closing, so I only spent like 10 minutes inside. I didn't look at everything, but it was just like, yeah, so many clothes, and they were organized by color, which I liked. It made like a little rainbow effect. It made like a yeah, like a nice, and it was yeah, it was just, I was like, oh yeah, I could see, but I could see myself going back here and buying a few shits, buying some stuff when I have some money. But also there was stuff that were like €100. Like I was looking at some shoes, and they were like €200, $200. I was like, nobody's gonna buy this in like a charity place. Like I'd buy it if it was in like a shoe store. I wonder what their clothes look like. But I really need to find a stylist because I am. Oh, I've been wearing like the same like three t-shirts, the same jumper, two trousers. I need to wash them for like 2 months. Oh, it's gonna be 2 months. Like all my clothes are back in Perth. I was only supposed to stay in Adelaide for a month, and now it's gonna be 2 months. And I'm now thinking about going to Sydney. I'm thinking about maybe going to Sydney, after Perth, because I'm after Melbourne, because I'm like, yo, if I'm in the East Coast, I could just go to Sydney and then just be there, like, either go to like a hostel. Like I want to see. It depends how much I earn from all this trip because I'm still waiting for some pay checks from Adelaide. But yeah. So yeah, I was thinking about getting the train. There's like an 11-hour train to Sydney, so I was thinking about taking that. And then I have a few friends that live in Sydney who I can stay at. Or I could just do a hostel. Check out if there's any hostels that are cheap enough in the city. Stay there for like a week, maybe 5 days. Just look around, and yeah, I could do that. And then, but then afterwards, know me, I'll probably like be like, I might go to Brisbane, and then I could just do that, just travel, but just for a couple of weeks each at a time. But then eventually, I do need to buy a plane ticket. So, yeah, I would need to go buy a plane ticket and go back to Perth with my sister and her brother-in-law. But yeah, I like the city. It's more vibrant, as I said, and also the festival's been going well. Like a lot more, you can tell like a lot more people appreciate the theatre and the artistic events in general. Like people just come to the shows more. Uh, like the shows in capacity are larger, bigger, and also people are coming here more. And it's only been the first week, so it's only going to get better for shows. Like yesterday, they put on, I think 2 day, like the day before they put on five headliners, and then it sold out. And so yesterday they had a packed room, so that was pretty good. And yeah, Ollie's gonna come back. He went back to Edinburgh. He was supposed to do a job there, but it got cancelled, and so he's gonna come back to Melbourne Festival and check all that stuff out. But yeah, it's kind of encouraging. Like I'm gonna get some spots soon, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna get some spots, and we will see. I'm gonna get some spots, but also I want to. I need to. Okay, this is the thing. I need to like get a schedule. I need to wake up early, walk around the city, visit some things because I don't want to miss. Also, I need to apply for jobs because I was also thinking if like I'm already here, if I find a job like a day job in the morning, afternoon, and then go to work, like go to thingy, doing show running or show teching, I would just stay here. I just need to find a place to stay. But if I find a job in the morning, that would be good. That would be better. I would really like that. Um, I hope this audio is good. I don't understand how I can get audio to sound louder. So yeah, I might do that. Like look for a job here and stay here, and then I'll go back to Perth. When they go on holiday or something like that. Or I just say to them, hey, I found something here, so. And then my original plan was also to move to spend 1 year in Perth and then the year after in Melbourne. But if I'm already in Melbourne, I can just stay here. I just need to find a job and a place to stay, and that's it. It'll be fun. But yeah, we will see. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna. I think next week or the week after, I'm gonna be interviewing my first person. So that will be very exciting. Obviously, I'm not gonna say who, keep the mystery. But yeah, I've got some things for the. I've got some ideas for the podcast which I'm looking forward to do, and yeah, I'll see you. So yeah, very positive. I'll let you know how Melbourne goes, how the festival goes. I'll keep you updated on things that are happening, and yeah, stay cool. Stay hip. Cheerio.